Hey everyone, I'm Thobekile and welcome to my channel where I create faith-based content that supports our health and our well-being. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing on 3 key benefits of studying the Word. Now I'm going to be laying down like the practical things that I have personally experienced, in me getting in the Word and staying in the Word. So let's jump straight into that content. The first benefit that I've experienced from studying the Word of God is that the Word of God is able to make you wise. Now, this wisdom is not just limited to the godly kind of wisdom, but it also involves your practical side of wisdom. That involves, how you govern your own personal life, how you manage your home or, your personal affairs, your everyday admin. And what I've noticed is that, the more you get in the Word, you become more sound. Your decision making becomes a little bit more optimum. You can grow and mature depending on how involved and how invested you are in the Word. You can grow, you can mature, you can really develop in your character as well. And I remember when in 2006 when I started my faith journey and I was introduced into a Christian community, it became so apparent to me that, man, the way I love to share ideas, I was so shallow. So that was me. And I remember I followed through with that recommendation in James that if you lack in wisdom, you should ask of God and He's able to give you. So as I asked God, the kind of wisdom that I got, was not like the Solomon kind of wisdom where you wake up knowing how to solve every kind of issue. But I woke up more like I developed a huge appetite for the Word, like an insatiable appetite for the Word. And the more I got in the Word, the more I started to build that soundness, that wisdom, that maturity that I needed. And I mean, looking back almost 2 decades later, I can see that the Word really does make someone wise. The Word really does profit. Now, I'm not professing that I'm the wisest woman alive, but I'm saying from where I was to where I am right now, I can really see a huge transformation, and I can only attribute it to me getting in the Word, to me studying the Word. So yeah, that's the first benefit. I'll say that the Word of God definitely can make you wise. Now, the second benefit that I appreciate from studying the Word is that, it's my primary source of reproof and correction. Now, I know when we talk about reproof and correction, man, those are not pleasant experiences, but we also know that they're necessary for us if we are to grow, if we are to develop, even mature and be well-adjusted individuals. We need correction every now and again because we don't always do everything right. God uses His Word as a primary source of reproving us, of showing us when we're missing the mark, in telling us even how to adjust ourselves. Now, the practical application for me that I always witness most of the time is that in my marriage, for example, when we are just not talking or just having couples squabbles, and I find the more I get in the Word, it's easier for me to get my own diagnosis of my own contribution and possibly my own how I should adjust myself to restore that relationship. And most of the times when my husband also is in the Word, he gets his own diagnosis and his own adjustment that he needs to make, such that by the time we meet, we have sort of like our hearts are in a space where they are ready to more like work towards a unified goal, work towards restoring that peace and that harmony. For me, I also appreciate that the Word gives you the necessary conviction, when you're missing the mark, but without the condemnation, without the guilt, that we normally experience, if it's done by maybe someone out there. Sometimes it has the spice of the emotions of the person, but I find the Word is more of a very objective tool, that with that nice balance for conviction and correcting me. And when I follow through, the results are always for peace. The results always work for my own well-being or for my own good. Now, the third thing that I really appreciate about studying the Word is that when I get in the Word, it's almost like I'm studying my own personal life manual. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like to successfully navigate life and to go through all the obstacles and, you know, the journeys and the detours in life successfully, I really need all the instruction that I can get. And I find that timeless principles, you know, the sound principles from the word are really key and instrumental, and they're applicable in most areas of my life. And from my experience, guys, of life, is that I see that it's not as simple as people make it seem like on social media. I don't claim to know it all, have it all. There are times when I feel like I'm confused. There are times when I feel like I don't know which path to take. There are times where I feel like, you know, I'm out of my depth. And that's where the word of God really comes in for me in my life, you know, to really help me navigate those sticky, complex situations, you know. And the practical application for me on this one is in my parenting. You know, like, you know, raising kids is one of the most demanding yet so fulfilling process or thing that I am encountering now, because I'm trying to steward my kids or direct my kids in a certain direction. But all I can trust is that the timeless principles from the word can equip them, you know, can equip me maybe to be a better parent and to just give them whatever will be necessary for them to thrive and things like that. So I find that I need all the instructions, and the word is almost like a sure place where I know I can find all the instructions that I need for all the facets of my life, you know, be it when I'm looking into my career or my parenting, my family life, home life, work life. I find the word can really complete us, can really finish me in all these areas. And that's really something that I appreciate a lot about the word. Now, this was just a little snippet of the things that I have benefited, you know, from studying the word. I would encourage you, get in the word for yourself. Now, in the next video, I'm going to be sharing a little bit more about, you know, the mindsets that we need to adopt if we are to really get in the word and study the word effectively. So maybe that can also benefit you. But otherwise, thank you so much, guys, for tuning into this one. I'll see you in the next one.